Hey guys, I'm in my fishing shop. See if you guys are here today. I don't know how hard this is going to be from using my phone. So I guess we will find out. But some of you were asking about seeing my fishing room, so this is my fishing room. I'll walk around here in a little bit. It's a little late because I was trying to set this up on my iPad and I couldn't get it to work. Hey Kevin. Hey guys, Michael. How you guys doing? I've been doing a lot of private charters. Been really busy. So it's been going really good. I'll take it a few more people and I'll give you guys a little tour of my fishing room. Got my fishing room. It's almost done. It's close enough that I can show you guys. Hey Oz. Hey Terry. I'm going to give you guys a tour of the room in a little bit. I'll just wait till we have like 40, 50 people in here. We're almost there. We got 30 right now. Give you guys a look. I have a room, an area like this in my warehouse. It has fishing tackle, and then over in my garage, isn't too far away, probably have another 50, 75 rods there. You like the lighting better? You know, I have a lot of lights in here. I had this room built just for a fishing room, so I could have my stuff here and not be crowded in the garage. I mean, the garage has a lot of stuff, fishing stuff in it, but still has a lot of, doesn't have nearly as much room as this one does for fishing gear. And I have a ton of fishing gear in here. We got hooks, jigs, trolling lures. We got trays and trays of gear. Try to separate them out. Here's some marlin gear, bigger tuna gear, marlin lures. Lots of gear in here. From rainbow trout to blue marlin. You can find the tackle you need in this room. And on the private charters, guys, the fishing's been really good. Last 2 trips, we had limits. It was really nice fishing. Really good fishing. Doesn't sound like the islands are doing all that good right now, but up north, the Channel Islands are doing really good. One of the boats had 85 yellowtail yesterday. Yeah, Saturday was slow. Saturday I had a hard day. The conditions were just bad. Just couldn't get the boat to lay right. I get the boat on the spot, and then the current was taking the lines up to the bow. So it was hard. I didn't know I could see the comments that good on the phone. I'm surprised. Well, there's big yellowtail at Cortez, but the boat that did really good the other day, 2 days ago, out of Oxnard, it's a 3/4 day boat, so there's no way they went all the way up to Cortez. So they had to be Anacapa, Santa Cruz. I don't think they can go farther than Santa Cruz, but they had over 80. So, anybody else been fishing lately? Just me. No, Jeff's been out fishing probably. If he's not working. What are the yellowtail biting on? I would think live baited jigs. How did I do on the tuna trip, Lloyd? Is that your question? Jeff was out of Cortez. He did good. Excalibur trip. Um, saw the most tuna I've ever seen in my life. The people on our boat, we lost, and I say we because I was one of them. We lost over 35 fish. It was kind of sad. I felt bad for Skipper Chuck. He just felt bad that we were dumping so many fish. A lot of dumb mistakes, and then just some just big mean fish. Um, and the fish are on these little tiny baits. They're like half the size of anchovies, like baby anchovies. They're so small that they don't even have bones in them yet, just like cartilage. So I think the tuna just like that. It's like eating ice cream. So it was brutal. I mean, I dropped baits right on their heads, right on their heads, and couldn't get them to go. Is a B-52 bucktail good for yellowtail? Yeah, I've caught yellowtail on them, but some of the times I've caught yellowtails on them, I've had grubs on the back of them, kind of swam them, and I've caught yellowtails on them. I've also caught them with using squid. All right, let me give you guys a little tour of my fishing room. So, phone here. So, this is my little jig wall. Bunch of these lures here. Small lures, rods here, reels. This is my jig wall. Got some of my little reels here. Kind of looks like a store. Got my line machine here. And then I have my line set up here. Spectra, mono, some more reels. And then I do have reels in boxes still that I haven't opened up. So I have a bunch of those. I have a bunch of reels. Bunch more reels. Bunch of hooks. I do have tons of hooks here. All kinds of different styles, makes, brands. Bobbers for the kids. Little bobbers. Some gulp baits. These are some of the lures I don't really use. Extra fly rods. Some of my rods. And all these drawers have reels and stuff in them. Some of my little stuff. Bass gear. Jigs, trolling stuff. Hooks. All kinds of hooks. And then all the racks, all this stuff here full of stuff. I have my trays ready to go for different situations, boxes of hooks. Then I have some rods here. Some of my signature rods. And there's some more rods there. Like I said, I probably have another 50 to 100 rods in the garage. So that's kind of a look. My fluorocarbons. Oh, I got a lot more reels up there I didn't see. Okay, just your typical fishing room. I'm sure you guys all have rooms like this. Okay. If you ever find one of your custom, I have a bunch of them here. I just haven't sold them. I just kind of hold on to them because they're never going to be another one of these stick rods. I just haven't done them. Wish I could get back to Shakespeare. Well, Salty, I'm glad you like my room, my little fishing room. So you guys like my fishing room? So I'm off to Mexico Thursday, gonna be down the East Cape fishing for marlin and tuna. How did I come up for all that gear? 34 years on TV. Some of it I bought, some of it companies sent me, wanted me to use it, put it on TV. So Jeff, money. Yeah, nothing's free, so. What can be caught at Horseshoe Kelp? Lots of calico bass, sand bass. Some barracuda. It's pretty good. I'm glad you guys like the room. You guys asked to see the room, and that's one of the things with the virus. When we couldn't do anything for 2 months, I was in here organizing. A lot of this stuff was at my office, and I brought it over here. What boats are getting bit for yellows? Just look at the fish counts. You can see that, but you wish you could sleep in the room. Yeah, Richard, there's sand bass in Huntington Flats. I haven't been there exactly, but Isers and stuff. What rods am I using these days? Uh, I have a lot of my old Shakespeare rods. I have a bunch of CalStar rods that I like. I have a few Phoenix rods. I have a bunch of rods from Turner's. They're Californian rods. Um, yeah, I use them all. Yeah, this room is well insulated. The worst thing you can do to fishing line in fluorocarbon monofilament is put it in a refrigerator, because the refrigerator will actually dry it out. So don't do that. I do have a styrofoam container in here that has a lot of my excess over line that I don't know if I'm going to use this year or not. So it's in there, but do not put the monofilament in a refrigerator. It'll destroy it. Any other questions? You guys just want to see my room again. So Thursday I won't be here. I will be down in Mexico. How often do I get rid of my line? Every few trips. Um, if you're fishing straight spectra at fluorocarbon, I would change it every trip, that small piece of leader. But my monofilament, I probably change it every 3 trips or so. How often do I grab lures off the wall? Not very often, because I have trays and trays and trays full of lures. So like, I don't have to go to the wall when I can just open up a tray like this, and I got, all the lures I need there. So a lot of that behind me is just decoration. I mean, if I need it, I can grab it, but I have enough trays full of stuff, that, and I have them all broken down. I have, calico bass stuff, spotted bay bass stuff, like this, plastics. So depending on what I'm fishing for, I've got, when you've been doing it as long as I have, you really don't want to just go worry about it the day before the trip. You have it all organized. This is Gulp stuff I've had for years, and then, occasionally I'll take it out and use it. And this should all be up on pegs, but I got them in trays, so I can just take it and go. And sometimes it comes in handy, I go out and there's no bait, I can use this stuff. So, gotta have a little bit of everything ready to go at all times. Yeah, it's funny, I go to some tackle stores, some of the little stores, and I think I have more gear than they do. Does August typically produce tons of bluefin tuna? I think August and September starts to produce more yellowfin. Depends what's going on with the hurricanes and stuff. What's my go-to lure for calico bass? It's going to be B52 bucktail. We had so many calicos the last 2 days on bucktails that the bass were just stacked up behind the boat that we didn't even have to put any squid or anything on it. Just work the bucktails in the current right behind the boat and just jerk it up and down slowly, and the fish were eating them. No problem. This is probably my favorite calico bass color. Green and yellow, B52 bucktail. I gotta go through some of these trays and get rid of some of this stuff. Maybe we gotta do some more raffle prizes. I got bins in here. I'm just finding full of more lures I didn't even know I had. A couple dozen bucktails laying around here. Once I get the garage organized, I'll show you guys the garage. What's my go-to yellowtail lure? It's going to be a 4.5 ounce magic metal jig. It depends where I'm fishing. Sometimes in Mexico I like to go with chrome. Most of the time I'm fishing either mackerel color or blue sardine. So this is the mackerel color. This is the blue sardine. It works out really good. And like I said, I wouldn't be afraid to throw chrome. Just all chrome. Probably, this chrome color's probably caught more fish in the ocean than any other color. Just everything eats it, from lingcod to tuna, they all eat it. There's lots of red crabs. I use the all red 4.5 ounce. You can throw a 3.5 ounce if you know they're out more toward the surface, but I like the 4.5. You can cast it farther and works good. Glow in the dark I usually use more on the bottom. Here's that blue sardine in a smaller size. This one works really good. And the mackerel one works really good. And you probably only find them on my website. I don't think we have them in any stores right now. Bucktails you can find in stores. Hey, we have somebody here from the Middle East. What country are you from? I usually drink water in this room. This is like my office. This is the fishing room. This isn't I don't know. I mean, it isn't like a religious room. It's not like church, but to me it's more of a serious room. Oh, somebody said they got yellows at Catalina. I don't know where April is. She was here. April. April. Come on, April. April. Come on. Here's April. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I don't have any treats for her, so she's not interested. Maybe next time I'll show you the little skiff now that it's all done. I need to take it fishing. Come here. I think she thinks she's getting set up. What would I use for yellowtail and a kappa? I would use a magic metal jig if the fish are up on the surface or yo-yo fishing, and I'd use live bait. Oh, Iraqi, hello. Closest I've been to Iraq is Qatar. A 23-pound what, Jeff? That's the only thing I can. Oh, I can go back. Brown trout. Wow, that's a lot. That is a big fish. Anything over 20 pounds, you join that club up there. That's pretty cool. Can you show us? Can I show you how to pick an iron for yellowtail? There isn't anything really to show you. You want it, if you're gonna yo-yo fish, you want an iron jig that's thin profile. This is a thin profile like this. So you wanted to drop it down and work it back up real fast. If they're on the surface, this will come back real fast too. But these work out really good. If you want to swim more on the surface, you're going to want a jig that has more like a belly to it, so it swims up on the surface and kicks. Let me see. Something down below. Here, I'll walk you over to my jig area. So, like a Tatty 45 would be good. That's what this is. You'll get more bites on the smaller jigs. That's more of a surface jig. These are all surface jigs. These have single hooks on them for the smaller barracuda, so they're easier to release. Lots of different jigs here. This is a jig I used to use with squid for white sea bass and shallow water rockfish. Looked really good in the past. These are more yo-yo jigs, fish them down deeper, crank them back fast. This is what we used to use for rockfish all the time, when you could fish deeper. Here's the room. And my little reels. Show you my little skiff. Here's my little skiff. This was Larry's boat. We got it all fixed up now. It's a 50-horse engine on it. All set up electronics, everything. It's all good to go. Just gotta clean it up and take it out. Here, say hi. You wanna say hi to everybody? April. Because walking away. Alright, let me get back in here. Alright, I'm back. What's the best overall color? Well, it depends what they're eating. If they're eating, squid, you want something that looks like squid. If they're eating mackerel, you want something that looks like mackerel. You have to have a selection of colors with you. Yeah, if your wives think that you have too much tackle, play this video for them. And then you can remind them that I've never been married. That's probably part of the reason I have so much tackle. Can I explain the hooks on the jigs? What do you mean, like the single hooks, the treble hooks? The single hooks are for barracuda fishing. That way you can just shake them off. You don't want to touch barracuda, the small ones, because you're going to take the slime off them and that kills them. They can kill them. So that's why they have the single, all the hips on the jig. The hips are pretty much determines if it's going to be a surface jig or if it's going to be a yo-yo jig. Let's see if I have the magic minnow. Oh, like jig, like jig. All right, let me get up again. I'll go get you a jig. Okay, so this is Magic Metal MM7. I guess you're calling these the hips. And you can see how it's flat on one side, a belly on the other side. Where this jig is just straight. No belly, it's straight. That one's got a belly. Okay? So when you see a jig that is straight on both sides, like this, just spin profile, you can either yo-yo fish it, dropping it straight down and grinding it back up, or throw it on the surface and have it dart back. As a rule, these jigs, which I guess you're calling with hips on them, have the sides here, is to kick slowly back and forth. Now, when you're fishing yellowtail, you might want them back faster, but normally these jigs are used to fish slow on the surface for barracuda and calico bass. And MM7 works really good for calico bass, barracuda. You can catch yellowtail on too, but they're really designed more for the barracuda. Hopefully that helps. Hey, Bo. Oh, damn. Okay, I'm glad that helped. Headed to Catalina Sunday on the Enterprise. Any tips first time around the boat? One, I would tell you first thing to do is go introduce yourself to Connor. He's the head deckhand on the boat there. Really nice kid, great kid, and he's on the boat 6 days a week. So I would ask him what you should rig up. He tells you to use a dropper loop rig or go fly line with a small sinker. Whatever he says, that's what I would do. And if Andy will be running it too, so you can ask Andy, the captain. They're both great guys. Hey Deborah, how you doing? What's the best overall? There is no such thing as best overall colors. It depends what they're eating. Like I said, I like mackerel color because they're usually always eating mackerel. Scrambled egg is a real popular color. Sometimes something looks like a squid. You gotta take a few different jigs. It's not gonna be one jig that's gonna work every time. I saw Deborah here. There's Deborah. She did a private charter with us. Was it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday. That's good. I'm glad Chris is still bragging about all the fish he caught. That was a lot of fun. That was a good trip. That was funny because Chris is Deborah's grandson. He got on the boat, and the first thing he asked about was barracuda. And I told him in 2 days we haven't seen any barracuda. And the first fish we caught on Sunday was a barracuda. So that's why. What type of areas do yellowtail hang out? They like rocky areas. They like reefs. They like along the edge of kelp. But normally they're going to be around structure because they're going to ambush the little bait fish swimming by. You usually don't catch yellowtail out in the mud. Hey, Bo, you're a fish. No, I haven't been on that boat. I've been out Seaforth quite a few times, but I've never been on that boat. I'm sure it's a good boat. Well, that's why they're called home guards, because they're big fish that don't leave the area. Good luck, Bo. Sunday. I will be in Baja fishing tuna, wahoo, dorado, and marlin Friday and Saturday, maybe Sunday too. So I'll be down there for a few days. See what it's like traveling to Mexico during COVID. Hopefully it all goes well. I'm sure I'll get a marlin. Last year I got 4 marlin in 2 days, so that's one of the reasons I like the East Cape. It's one of the few places in the world you can catch a marlin in 1 day. That's pretty good. Am I scared to be out? I'm being careful. I'm using, a mask everywhere I go. So we'll see what happens. I'm glad you guys like my fishing room. No, my parents aren't going, Kevin. Tyler, how you doing? Yeah, if you look close up in this room, you'll find just about every brand of lure here. I got lots of lures here that companies don't even exist anymore. What is your everyday knot to tie? It's the Hernandez knot. I tie that knot every trip I'm on. I tie the Hernandez knot. And do you still have, do I still have rods from the 90s? Yeah. I have rods from the 80s. I don't think I have any rods in the 70s. I have rods in the 80s and 90s. Well, Jeff is off to Florida. Must be working. Let's see if I can find some of these other questions. Yeah, those of you that have pictures of nice fish caught on the bucktails or magic metals, please send them to me. I can use them for my social media. Jeff has a launch coming up. No, I do not have any cousins rods. Never got any of their rods. Let's see what other questions are here. Where can you send them to? Just email them to me. It's just my website, sport-fishing.com. Just put Dan at in front of it or info at in front of it, and you can send them to me. What reels am I taking with me, Mexico? I'm taking two 16S 2-speeds for marlin fishing for my drop back, and one for the 100-pound tunas, and then have some smaller, like a Komodo or Alexa, I'll take for the small Dorado and the smaller tuna, like under 50 pounds. That's about it. I'm not taking very many reels. I'm not taking any rods with me. I am taking my own leader material, 150, 135, 300-pound leader material, but that's about it. I'm not taking a lot of tackle. It's too expensive these days to travel with fishing rods, so I just use the rods I have on the boats. What's my favorite kind of food? It's usually what's in front of me. Oh, the Dodgers. Dodgers are winning. That's good. I was watching it earlier and they were losing. How do you attach Komodos to your rods? The rods I have here all have reel seats, so I just put them on that way. Am I Mexican descent? Yeah, my parents are Latin. Yeah, I went to Tommy's today and got my hot dogs. I knew you guys are going to be talking about chili cheese dogs, so I went, Kevin, and did what you said. They even had signs up saying the 2-for-1 price deal, so that's what I had for lunch today. Yeah, if you guys got those pictures, please email them to me. Especially you guys on the East Coast have stripers or other fish. Please send them to me. Which one did I go to, Tyler? I think it's in Norwalk. It's off Pioneer Boulevard. My office is in Cerritos, so I was coming from Cerritos, and I went there. Then I went down to Performance Tackle. Had to drop off some reels to get repaired. Well, Peter, send me pictures. I need pictures of the stripers with the bucktails. Deborah, the reels you guys were using were Komodos. The Komodo line reels is what we were using on the charter. Let's see what other questions are there. Javier, why don't you hear about Yellowtail in East Cape? There aren't really that many yellowtail in the East Cape. The water is so warm there, like in the 90s, so you don't see as many yellowtail there as you do farther up. Or like here. I think there's more yellowtail here than there is down in Cabo. There are some yellowtail there, but normally we get amberjack there, not yellowtail. What else? Yeah, down south there's a lot more mahi-mahi than there are yellowtail. Yeah, Lloyd, you should be able to use the bucktails for stripers out there. We use them for stripers here up in like Silverwood and stuff. They work good. You might want to use anchovies. Put frozen anchovies on them, or put a grub on them. Should work out good. But stripers like the bucktails. Yeah, I like catching rooster fish too. Those are lots of fun. I don't know what's going on with the yellowtail Catalina. I don't know if they moved, if those are the fish that are up in Anacapa now, or up in the Channel Islands. But they just aren't catching the number of yellowtail that they were a month ago. And the boats are out there every day. They're just not getting the numbers on them. So hopefully more yellowtail show up. You know, there was a big volume of yellowtail at the Coronados. Those seemed to move away. We ran into a school of them on the Excalibur, and there was tons of them, and we couldn't get them to bite. There are no mahi-mahi at the Channel Islands. At Anacapa or any of the Channel Islands, there's none. Yeah, do not go to Anacapa looking for mahi-mahi. You want to catch mahi-mahi, go down to Cabo, East Cape, La Paz. That's where you'll find them. And they had some big ones. They had a tournament at Palmas last week, and they had fish over 70 pounds. Do people randomly recognize me? Sometimes. Yeah, I don't remember here. I know they catch a lot of marlin up toward the Channel Islands, but I haven't heard of a Dorado caught up there, mahi mahi caught up there ever. Now, what should you use for calico bass? I'd be fishing bucktails with squid. Yellowtail, probably be fishing live bait. What was the wife comment? Missed it. There's that guy. Is that me? What was the rockfish question? Do they do any rock fishing? I never do any rock fishing at Catalina, ever. I don't go Catalina to catch rockfish. I'd rather catch 100 calico bass than catch 2 rockfish. Just, I don't like it. I mean, you can catch rockfish, they're easy to catch, but if I'm out there with customers, we're trying to catch yellowtail, calico bass, white sea bass. I don't want to drop down 300 feet, catch rockfish. I mean, if my clients say that's all they really want to catch is some reds and maybe a lingcod, then I'll go do it, but I'd much rather fish the surface stuff. What's for dinner tonight? Tonight I'm having some seared bluefin tuna on brown rice. I took it out yesterday. It's been defrosting all day. It's ready to go. Yeah, I've done that too, Jeff. I've used the twin tail baits, the old Mojos. Those work out good too. That was Butch's company. Hey, Harold. Yep, I'm going to sear some tuna. I'm going to watch Deadliest Catch. A couple of captains watch my TV show, so I'm going to watch their TV show, and that should be good. A little bit of wasabi on it. No, Lloyd, they don't have any motorhome parking there at the convention center, but there is a motorhome parking area probably about a mile away, right there in Long Beach. I think it's right next to the LA River there. I'm pretty sure you could park there. I've answered the yellowtail question about 5 times. They like structure. They like rocks. That's cool. Yeah, I met Dave from Wicked Tuna, and his wife follows me on Facebook. I don't know why. Guess we met a few times at the Fair Hall shows. I met some of the guys, Paul and some of the other guys, but we're not like friends. But 2 of the captains from Deadliest Catch, when I'm at a convention and I'm walking around, they always stop me and say hi. And they tell me how much they enjoy the show, so that's cool. Do I think sheephead are endangered? No, I don't. Okay, last questions, guys. I'm going to go back inside and make some dinner and watch the end of the Dodger game. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my fishing room. And I know you guys were asking about it. I have air conditioning here too. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Yeah, this isn't a store. This is my personal fishing room. This is not a store. I do not have a retail store. The closest I have is my. So some of this stuff away here. Sevens, metal jigs. Yeah, this isn't a store. This is just my little playroom. Kind of stuff you gotta get when you're single. Just some of my stuff. Next time I'll have to bring out the neat stuff. Okay, air conditioner off. Oh, it's quieter. A bunch of stuff. Like I said, I got trays just full of more stuff. Alright guys, I'm going to go inside and watch the rest of the game, and tomorrow I'll be packing, getting ready for my trip to Mexico. So thanks a lot for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed the room, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye everybody.